All right, welcome to another special edition right here of Poor Choices. Today we're going to showcase something that I think is very important for so many people. We're doing Mexican lagers. So let me tell you why we're going to do a showcase for just Mexican lagers. This is probably one of the most common thing that I hear very often. It's just people always constantly telling me that, well, they don't really like craft beer and they'd rather just stick to their Modelo or their Corona. There's so many good Mexican lagers now. My favorite still being Gulp of Mexico from Ism, and if you haven't tried that, please do yourself a favor and have it. I actually just literally went to my local liquor store, shout out to Hacienda Beverage, and I just picked these up. I wanted to showcase that you can still like Mexican lagers. They don't always have to be the standard commercialized stuff that's just being basically, to me, forced down our throats by the industry. We can pick up some really cool stuff supporting our local businesses in our local area. I guarantee that the local brewery in your area is already brewing a Mexican lager. Go out and try it. These are just a few. We're just going to try all of them right now and give you a little bit of a rating. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put these back in the fridge because Mexican lagers, you definitely want those cold. They do taste a lot better when they're cold. All right. So first one. Long Beach Beer Lab, Sublime, Long Beach, California. Obviously, if you're a Sublime fan, you kind of know what this is already. And let's go ahead and give it a shot. Director, can I get your glass? We have somebody else coming over here who won't be on camera, but I'm saving some of that for him as well. So this is made by Long Beach Sound. This is sitting at a 4.5% alcohol, which is exactly what you should be looking for when you're drinking a Mexican lager. That is pretty much the standard for most of them. They're anywhere from 4.5 to 5%. It's pretty common. Let's give it a quick review. I actually don't think I've ever had this. It's not really a whole lot going on flavor-wise. I'm a little bit surprised by that. It's kind of, you know what? That's what this video is for. You like Corona? Try this. Support your local business. You like Corona? Try this. This just doesn't have a whole lot going on for it. It is just a very, very easy drinking. It's not super crisp. It's just, yeah, it's very easy to drink overall, but it just doesn't have a whole lot going on.
I guess it's what Corona should be, because typically what you get from a Corona is you get like that piss taste. It's just like, it feels like it's been sitting in the sun no matter what. You get a fresh batch of Corona, or you get something that's been like, it feels like it's been oxidized by the sun, but this feels like it hasn't been oxidized by the sun. Like, it literally feels like what Corona should be. If Corona had like some decent notes of flavor.
You know what? That's very well said. It just caught me off guard. You know what? That is funny. It actually does. That is a really good, but you know, there's some positives here. There's like two positives that I can think of. One, hot day, put this in the frickin' freezer right before you drink it. Perfect thing to drink. But overall, the beer's an easy drinking beer. I would still pick this up over Corona, to be honest, because literally it is like a Corona, and I guarantee I'm not going to get a super crappy hangover in the morning if I drink this versus Corona. That wraps that up. Anyways, so this is from, I believe it's fucking pronounced Enegren Brewing Company, and this is their Mexican style lager. You don't know much about the brewery. I don't either. I actually just started looking them up before we did this video, and they actually specialize in classic style beers and classic style lagers and ales. So they're doing really like old school type beers there, which is something that I'm a big fan of. So I actually maybe want to go check out the brewery. It's not too far here. It's a little bit past Thousand Oaks and Moore Park, California. And again, there's another person coming, so don't think I'm being cheap with the beer. Saving this for him. He's on his way. Ooh. Wow, that nose is fucking awesome. Dude, I hope this beer tastes like it smells. That's amazing. Just smell that, dude. Right off the bat, just overly malty for my preference, but fuck, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of malty for a Mexican.
Yeah, very malty for a Mexican lager. So, gonna do a quick little review for you. First time having this. The nose, I'm telling you right now, is crazy on this. The nose is just amazing on this. Great nose. I wish a lot of beers smelled like that. That's awesome. It just... It's exactly what I want a lager to smell like. I don't know how to explain it. It's just very. It smells like it'll drink crisp, which is crazy.
It's got like a European nose on it. Like,
oh crap! You know what?
what European beer is like.
That's. I've said it once and I've said it again. This is like exactly why I like drinking with multiple people whenever I'm doing this. I like getting the back and forth and feedback. Director's actually, I'm going to say he's correcting me because that's actually correct. That smells more like a Euro type, almost like the Euro yeast or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a.
Very traditional, like Belgian beers, to be
Yeah,
honest.
like a monk style brews and stuff.
Oh, there you go. Like a monk style brewery. Yeah, this actually has a lot of that really, really like kind of like yeastiness, but a really, really good way. It doesn't smell like bread or anything like that. It just smells like yeast. I can't describe it other than this is a very, very great smelling beer. Overall, that's just a really, really good tasting Mexican lager. I could crush this very quickly. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I've said it 100 times. I don't like very malty beer. This to me is a little bit on the malty side, but I'm still drinking this. This is absolutely a crusher beer. Outside in the sun, hot sun, I'm crushing 3 to 4 of these in an hour span very easily, just because this is such a refreshing beer. This is absolutely something I would say if it's in your local liquor store, or hell, if you live near the brewery, man, what a great beer. Hats off to you guys, man, doing really good stuff there. Because I just drank this beer, I'm gonna be very honest, I'm putting it on my map now of breweries that I want to visit, and the next time I'm in the area, I'm probably gonna go to this brewery to go check it out. Every once in a while, you guys will see me just have a really big smile on my face because I'm actually trying something for the first time on camera. I've actually never had this. This is from a brewery that I love. It's called El Segundo Brewing Company, and they just make absolutely monster IPAs that are just traditional West Coast style IPAs. They're amongst some of the best. I'm looking very forward to it because I trust this brewery. I trust this brewery wholeheartedly. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be a beer that I have high hopes for, simply due to the brand name that I'm buying here. So that's it. I just hope it's great beer, and let's go ahead and get into it. And this is called Clásica, which is such a fucking great name, dude, right? Clásica, Mexican lager.
Yeah.
Just perfect name. 4.4 Mexican style lager. So what we're doing right now is you can actually hear the bubbles crackling and popping. Literally go get some Rice Krispie treats, pour some milk in it, and you hear it pop. That's actually what's going on right here. You can actually hear that.
Or make a ginger bug.
I've come to expect greatness from one of the greats. And once again, El Segundo is absolutely crushing it. Great beer made by a great brewery. This is just such a absolute crusher. It's got the perfect amount of carbonation. It's not overly carbonated, which is kind of weird because at first I thought it was gonna be overly carbonated, but it's not. And it actually almost has just the exact same flavor of what you're gonna be getting out of whatever you think a lager tastes like. Say, put Modelo into your head. Go drink this. It's gonna remind you of that. Corona, Modelo, all that stuff. This has just like a nice overall palate, so it makes it very easy drinking. Again, support your local brewery over these, commercialized, mega frickin' companies, and go support your local brewery. This is such a great beer. I would prefer this over Corona, Modelo any day of the week. And I guarantee if I brought this to any of my family members and I poured this in a cup and I said, yeah, here's some Modelo, they wouldn't know the difference. I assure you they would not know the difference. This is so easily undistinguishable for an untrained palate. And even for myself, as I'm drinking this, This is a good beer. Get yourself one of these. This is good stuff. All right, the next beer we have on the list here. Now we're going to go into something a little bit different. So this is still a Mexican lager, but now we're doing adjuncts, and what's always commonly found in Mexican lagers, and it's found in you just always see people doing it, is they add lime to it. So craft breweries have actually started to add lime into the beer during the brewing process. So you can still add your own fresh scent of lime and throw it on top, because do whatever the hell you want. You're drinking it anyways. But these guys are putting it into the beer. Sometimes it can be off-putting. Sometimes they kind of just work with it. Today we're going to be doing Stone Buenaveza Salt and Lime Lager. I've had this before, but the last time I had it was quite some time ago. Sometimes they change recipes and things of that nature. We're going to go ahead and give this one a shot and see if it's still tasting pretty solid. And sitting at a 4.7 Mexican lager style with salt and lime added to it. So they actually added salt and lime to this one. So keep that in mind. It's actually being added to the brewing process. So let's see if it makes a big difference to it. I'm not a fan of the nose. I've had the beer before, and I hope it still tastes like it did when they first started coming out. The problem is that this is a very, very large craft brewery. This is as close as you can get to like a commercialized style. I honestly don't remember. Actually, I don't even consider Stone really to be craft beer anymore, because it really is just more commercialized. But I still pick up some stuff every once in a while. I'm hoping that this tastes okay, but we'll see. That's awful.
It's not that good.
I don't like that at all.
It's really artificial.
It's so...
From concentrate or something like.
Yeah, it tastes like they added concentrated lime juice, or like, I don't know if I'm just super ghetto or not, but they used to have those like little concentrated lime things at the store, and it looked like a lime.
Yeah, the little lime bottles. Yeah. Lemon bottles too. Yeah, you squeeze it in. Yeah.
You squeeze it and stuff. That's exactly what that tastes like, and it's a very, very off-putting flavor. I only have done one taste. Rule of thumb for me is that I will do things if I have to, at least a minimum of 3 times, even if I don't like them. First one is just because your palate is getting shot with a lot of aggressiveness of something you don't like. The second one is supposed to mellow that out, and the third one is supposed to confirm whether or not you were being overreactionary on your first and second, and if it's not really that bad. So I'm going to go in for my second, and I'll let you know. Fuck, I wanted to say something differently, and then right at the end, man, it is just an absolute like lemon. Oh, I never thought I'd say this. Stick to Modelo over this. Stick to Modelo over this. Not worth your money. I wouldn't get this. I just would not. I wouldn't buy this again. As I mentioned, though, I will try it a third time just to confirm that I am not being overreactionary on my first and second. And we're going to do that right now. And like I said, sometimes when you have something a third time, now that lime flavor isn't killing me as bad. I'm still tasting it though, but now it's not shocking the hell out of my palate where it's making me hate it so much. I'm still just not a fan of this. I wouldn't buy this again. This is a stay away from. This is why we do these reviews. Sometimes you just got to stay away from certain beer. This one is not worth your time or your money. Stick with Modelo over this, because that would, or Pacifico, to be honest. I like Pacifico better. But all right, final one on our list here. Not for any particular reason. I think I had this when I was inhibited already, so I don't remember this beer at all. Damn it, this thing is killing me right here. There it is. Woo! And let's give this a shot. So this is actually from a brewery that I've been fond of for a long time. It's Beachwood. They're a local brewery in Long Beach, California. I believe they're brewing out of a different brew house now, but anyways, unimportant. Just know that it's from Beachwood, and it is called Vida Oro. Golden Life. For my non-speaking Spanish followers. All right. While that's stupid, dude. That smells like there is actual lime added to that right off the bat. By the way, I should have noted that that is also an adjunct lager. Does have lime brewed into it, and man, you could smell it. But it's crazy. It does not smell like artificial lime though. Especially,
it does smell like I actually squeezed the lime.
like maybe they put actual squeezed lime in there. Still not a fan of that lime flavor.
I don't like it.
It's just a very off-putting. You know, I've ran into a couple beers like this already, so just as an FYI, brewing lime into a beer is just, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't have the same flavoring. I think my one exception on the beers that I could tell you that it added lime and it was very, very good. It's called Mexican Vacation from Smog City Brewing Company. I feel like maybe I'd love to try this fresh, like right off, brewed it, put it in a freaking keg, put it cold, and then give me the first beer right out of that tap. Well, not the first beer out of the tap, but maybe the second or third beer out of that tap. I would love to try it to see if that still has that flavor. Otherwise, I'm not recommending this. It's not a bad beer by any means. It's just that the lime flavor part is a little bit off-putting, and it would just not be something I would seek out again. It doesn't say that it was brewed with salt, but it feels like there is salt in there.
I think we get that from all of them though. As soon as you add lime into it, we
Automatically perceive the salt.
that it's in there because we would put it in there. If we're
Yeah.
putting the lime, we're putting the salt. You know,
Is there salt out here somewhere?
it's out, but if you want to put it in there,
Yeah, let's cheers. Just shotgun me a. All right, we're gonna get some salt in here. There was some salt.
there's some salt in there.
There's absolutely some salt. Oh wow, actually, that tastes a lot better now. I'm not even kidding. That actually tastes better with that salt. It actually kind of helps the lime, almost that artificial lime flavor doesn't really pop as much. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna drink this over some of the other ones we showcased today, but it just goes to show. You know, we went with 3 lagers, Mexican lagers, 2 of them with lime, and the ones that I didn't like were the ones with lime. Over the other ones, I could easily tell you which one I'm gonna get. But, anyways, let's, I guess, talk about that here right after we're done. All right, now comes from my favorite part. I've been doing drinking stuff for a long time. One of the things that every beer share is where you have a lot of different beers like this. The final thing that's done at the end of a beer share is something called the beer graveyard. And essentially these beers are all dead because we've just drank them all. Now the fun part, ranking them in the order. So this is going to be super simple and very easy. This was definitely the worst, so we drank them in this order, but I'm going to do this lineup here. And if director agrees with me, I believe he will, the lineup in best to worst is in this exact order. And am I correct?
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I don't have any qualms or quarrels about this.
And honestly, that's one of the funnest parts about doing beer shares and doing these big sample sizes is at the end you get to rank them. That's not very normal, by the way. We just happen to have they're Mexican lagers, so there's not a ton of variation like there is on like stouts or just that's it. Outro, right? So I believe what we've done is shown you that there are possibilities aside from your traditional commercialized beers. Don't get me wrong, I'm not buying this and I'm not buying this, but that's what we're doing in this channel. We're trying to help you narrow down the good stuff. If you can get your hands on either of these are very, very solid, especially this one. Actually, there's still a little bit in there. And as always, drink what you like, but if it comes down to a lager, get one with a little bit more flavor, a little bit more going on with it, and drink what you like. Cheers, guys.